What's up, guys? It's Mark the Greatest, and today's video, I'm going to be talking about uncomfortable situations shows you what you're really made of. Now, if you're new to my channel, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, share this video, and we're going to go ahead and get right into this. Excuse me, y'all. So, uncomfortable situations shows you what you're really made of, okay? And what do I mean by this? I mean that if you put yourself in adversity, if you encounter a hard time in your life, those are the times where your true strength is emerged, okay? Those are the times where you do things that you would never think about doing. Okay, so let me give you guys an example. So let's say this past week, you guys, this is a story time. This past week, I tried I tried doing DoorDash. Well, I was a DoorDash delivery guy for the very first time. And I wanted to try this out. I didn't want to go too far into it, but I wanted to try it out to see how it was. So I tried it out for the very first time. And I think it was a pretty nerve-wracking experience because I was so uncomfortable driving and getting a customer's food from a restaurant and then delivering it to their house. Like that was very scary for me. And also thinking about the potential fact that I might even encounter this customer was very nerve-wracking for me. Like that's something a lot of people don't do and probably wouldn't do. But I was like, you know what? I don't know how it is, but let me try it out. Let me see what I'm capable of. And that showed me what I was capable of. I was capable of giving it to a customer, giving food to a customer that I didn't think I was going to get to or make it in time, but it happens to be that I actually did it, and situations like these is what builds people. Like when you try things that you've never done before, it's always going to be uncomfortable, right? It's always going to be, you know, it's going to be nerve-wracking. And but once you start doing it more and more and more, then it gets easier. It's just like anything else in life. When you try different things, like when you try something that's really nerve-wracking, you just go out and do it. You do it again, you do it again, and it gets easier and easier and easier. Anything in life is the exact same way. It's like building a fire. When you rub the sticks together and you rub whatever else, whatever other pieces you need, and like at first that fire's hard to make up, but once you get it going a little bit, then that fire spreads very easily. So I'm just here to tell you guys, put yourself in times where, you know, put yourself in difficult times to test who you truly are, and that shows you, and these times shows people like their true character and their true strength, right? And for me, doing DoorDash for the first time, it showed me that I was a very resilient person. I was a person that could handle pressure. Even though I didn't know half of what I was doing, I was asking people around and I was using the app and calling the support and everything just on my first go round. But guess what? I did it, and I inspire you guys to do the same. I inspire you guys to go out and try things, something that you may need or something you may even want to go after. At least give it a shot. And even if you fail, at least you won't have that regret of saying, oh, I didn't do it because I was scared. Yes, I was scared, but you want to say that you were scared, but you did it anyway. That's a better story to tell than saying, oh, I was too scared to do it and I didn't do it. Like you're going to have a whole lot of regret on your deathbed, especially when you get old or even just on your deathbed. Like you're going to regret that you didn't take that chance. So I'm just here to tell you guys, you got to get uncomfortable to get better in life. It's with anything in life, like I mentioned earlier, that you don't grow without tough times. You don't grow without dirt. And this is something that Steve Harvey said in one of his motivational videos. He said that you need dirt in order to grow. Let me say that again. You need dirt in order to grow. So if you don't have any dirt, if you don't get dusty, if you don't get a little bruised up, you're not going to grow. It's like hitting the gym and not lifting any weights. If you don't hit the weights, you're not gonna grow. If you don't do your push-ups, if you don't do that cardio, you're not gonna grow, man. You're really not. Like, that's just the truth. And I think a lot of people think that they can get to certain places without doing certain things. No, you gotta put in the work and the sacrifice in order to get to where you want to be. Like, if you want to get shredded and buff and big muscles, you gotta hit the weights, man. It is what it is. And like for me, like when I started YouTube, like I didn't expect to get a whole lot of subscribers really quickly because I knew it was going to take time. And I knew my first video wasn't just going to blow up. Like, I actually had to put in years of consistent work to get to 500 subscribers. Yeah, it might be easier for some people and harder for other people, but either way, you still have to put in work, no matter like how you or how fast you get there. And it's not about how fast you get to where you want to be. It's really about the journey itself. So like for an example, like if you're not having fun doing what you're doing, then the destination is not going to be meaningful. Like the destination isn't going to mean as much as if you really enjoy the journey and the people that came along the way. And like when you start to embrace the journey, that's when things get really good. And some homeless guy I saw on TikTok, like I'm also on TikTok, you guys. Like I'm gonna be honest, I'm a TikTok addict, but when I'm on TikTok, I'm learning things and I'm learning from different people. So there's this one video of this homeless guy talking about people pursuing money and pursuing a destination instead of enjoying the journey, right? And he was saying that people chase money for years and years and years, and they chase the destination instead of getting to they chase the destination instead of enjoying the journey. And what he said was those people end up miserable because all they cared about was the destination. And once they got there, they were so miserable. They didn't enjoy it. Like they could do without it. So I'm just here to tell you guys, enjoy the journey. Even when you're in uncomfortable situations you don't think you're going to get out of, enjoy every moment, because when you enjoy it, you make those moments count. You make those situations count. Like even when I was doing DoorDash for the very first time, like I remember, man, like I was freaking out, but I was so excited because I'm like, yo, I've never done DoorDash before. I've never delivered food to somebody before. And for me to do it for the very first time, and after I did it, and then I got paid for the very first time on DoorDash, I was like, oh my God. Like I was so excited. Like when I got my first few dollars doing DoorDash, I was like, whoa. I'm like, I can't believe I really did this though. Like, that's how it feels. Like, when you do something you didn't think you were capable of, and then you finally do it, you're like, dang, I actually did it. Like, I actually did the task, did the work, and I got the result that I wanted. And I'm here to tell you guys, like, that's just worth it. Like when you enjoy every moment. And yeah, like driving was okay. And for me, I didn't quite enjoy that, wasn't enjoyable, but I think it was a necessary thing for me to do because I was afraid of it. And sometimes when you're afraid of something, let me tell you guys something. sometimes when you're afraid of something, that's the sign when you should do it. When you're afraid of something and not saying that you have a gut feeling about something, that's different than, follow your gut sometimes. But when you're like really afraid to do something, like me, like I was afraid to do DoorDash, and I was like really nervous, not out of like, oh, something was going to happen, but and something could have happened. And that's the thing, it's a risk with this too. So you guys, if you guys ever want to be a dasher, you can do it, but just be careful of your surroundings, because you got some crazy people out here, and luckily I didn't encounter that my first go round. But you guys have to be careful. Watch all the YouTube videos to educate yourself on what to have on you, especially like, you got some crazy people. And also research your area to see if it's safe enough, because there are just some places where it's not safe to DoorDash at, especially low income areas. That's probably not safe. Like if you're in the middle of Chicago, or if you're in like Baton Rouge, or if you're in like the hood, then it's probably not a good idea to DoorDash in those areas. But if you're in like a middle to high class area, like middle to high income area, then I think that's okay. But even there, you have to be careful, because you just never know what people will come out with, and how people will look, and what people, you just never know. And people might set you up. So you have to be very careful when you do DoorDash. And I'm learning that, and I'm watching videos so that if I do it another time, then I know what to do and what to have on me. And sometimes, even that, you got to question, is it really worth it? And that's kind of what I'm going through right now, is like, is something like this really worth it? And, sometimes though, like, you can do things, but also just be careful. But on to the point about being in uncomfortable situations, like, to really grow, you guys, I'm gonna say this again. To really grow, you gotta get uncomfortable. Like, there's no shortcuts in life, there are no handouts in life. And even when you get a handout, you're gonna probably blow that handout. You know what I'm saying? So like, when people are handed things, they don't appreciate it as much. They don't appreciate how that money got to them as much as if they had worked for it, like me. Like, if I deliver food and I got my first few dollars, I appreciate it because I know how hard I worked for it. I know what it took for me to work for it. And that's how you appreciate things, by working for it, by going out and hustling for it. And I'm not saying do bad things for money. I'm not saying it's a scam. I'm not saying drug deal or hustle on the street. No, I don't recommend those things at all, because those are very unsafe. But all to get to the point, you know, sometimes you just got to go after it, you know? Like, even when the odds aren't in your favor, and I'm not saying do anything risky now, but even like something, let's say something like Forex trading, all right? Like, this is something that I've personally done. And yeah, I knew there was a 95% chance I was not going to be successful. And you might have, and I ended up being successful in finding some sort of strategy I was able to work with. But a lot of people probably wouldn't have. But it just depends on the person. Just because everyone else couldn't doesn't mean a particular person can't. And that's just what it is. And you guys, if you haven't seen my day trader interview, watch it, because that is a very inspirational video. And when I learned, and it tells you my story about doing trading and some of my uncomfortable situations that I went through. So you guys, if you have not checked out my day trading interview, go check it out, y'all, because it is very good to see and hear my side of the story and what I went through to get to where I got to. And man, like, when I tell you the Forex was hard, it was hard. And if you guys don't know what Forex is, Forex stands for the foreign exchange market. Okay. And it's basically where you trade different assets like the US dollar, gold, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ethereum. You get to use your money to trade other things. It's very complex. So if you guys still don't understand what I'm saying, look up videos on trading and look up like what is the foreign exchange market, how to trade the foreign exchange market, uh, what are the patterns and all that. Look it up on YouTube and also buy a very, very good course so that you guys can get a good understanding on what Forex is. But basically, y'all, like learning the technical and out, like I'm not gonna say technical analysis, but that too, but learning Forex altogether was very, very difficult. I mean, it was difficult and it made me very uncomfortable. When I applied for different companies to trade with, I mean, it was very difficult for me. Like I was so nervous, but I did it anyway. Like I completed challenges and I did it anyway. And I also have a video revealing my Forex journey. So you guys also watch that too if you guys have not checked that out. But it basically explains my 7 month journey on Forex and how uncomfortable, like it just showed you, it shows you my personal journey. And maybe you guys can use that video as inspiration to go for your greatness and to go for uncomfortable situations. But all to get to the point, like literally, I can say that I'm qualified to talk about this because I've actually personally been through uncomfortable situations and I'm a young man. I'm in my 20s, but I'm personally qualified. So I can really say that I've been through a little bit, you know? So you guys go for your greatness, go for uncomfortable situations because those situations are the ones that are going to help you grow. And that's just that's just what it is. I think that's what life is all about. Like life is all about going through hard times, having good times, of course, but also going through some hard times, and going through some things and some challenges. And challenges is what makes champions. Let me say that again, y'all. Challenges is what makes champions. So if you don't ever go through a challenge or challenges, then you'll never be a champ in whatever you do. Like in Forex, I just became a champ because I was willing to put my head down for a few years and actually learn it. And whatever skill, whatever career you guys want to do, put your head down for a few years, do what you have to do, get whatever certifications you need in order to be successful. So if you want to be if you want to be an accountant, right? Get your accounting degree. If you want to be in IT, get your cybersecurity degree, get your computer science degree. You know what I mean? Whatever it takes for you to be successful and whatever field that you want to go in, you just have to do what you have to do. You just got to put your head down. And that's what it took for me. And right now, y'all, like I didn't tell you guys, but I'm going back to school. I didn't tell you guys I'm going back to college, but I'm going back to school and I'm going to be majoring in accounting. So, like, I'm kind of in this journey with you guys, like, yes, you know, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm getting there. And that's the important thing. Like, even if you know that you're not where you want to be, if you know that you're getting there, then that's a good feeling. And while you're getting there, have fun in the process because it's only like once you get to the destination, it's gonna be like, okay, I have it. Now what? Like you're gonna get there and you're like, okay, now what? Like it's not gonna be like very exciting. So I'm just here, and I'm not saying that everything in life is going to be exciting because some of the work that you have to do is never going to be exciting. Like learning about Forex, yes, I liked it, but I wouldn't say all of the work was exciting because it wasn't. You know, it really was not exciting to me. Like some of it was actually boring and but it was just stuff that I had to learn from like different people. And I've actually met, and what's so crazy about like me learning Forex was along the way, I met certain people, I met millionaires. And I'm like, wow, like this is a once in a lifetime. It's not a once in a lifetime thing, but it was something that you don't see every day. You know, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage of this. And those were the best decisions that I've ever made. And those decisions that I made is what made me a champ today, you know? And yes, I'm not where I want to be, but at least I did something in order to get somewhere. And that's what I'm inspiring you guys to do is you have to do something. You can't sit on your butt all day. You can't be lazy. Like you have to do something with your life in order to get somewhere, in order to be a champion. You got to do some work. You got to work like a champion. To who has a like I've heard this one quote, you guys, and with with people that have a lot of things, that also comes with a lot of responsibility. Let me say that again. So for people that have a lot of things, that also comes with a lot of responsibility. So if you want to be a champion and not do the work, then you don't deserve to be a champion because you're not responsible enough to be a champion. So in order to be where you want to be, you not only have to have the desire, but you also have to have the responsibility. And I think that's very important. And let me tell you guys, like, for an example, like my YouTube channel, right? So to get to 500 subscribers, to get to where I wanted to be, in order to be a good YouTuber, like I had to put in work. I had to work like a champ. I had to be a hustler in a good way, not the street hustler, but like somebody that works hard, someone that has work ethic. I had to be a person with work ethic. And that's what made me a champion. That's what got me to 500 subscribers. I had to work. And I mean, I've never made a dime in my life in YouTube. I'm still not qualified to be monetized, but I worked my butt off so much that my audience grew as I was working. I was like, dang. I was like, yo, my audience is growing while I'm working. Like, and that shows you like, hey, you're really getting it in when you start seeing progress. Like, even if it's slow progress, when you start seeing progress, you're like, oh yeah, I want some more of this. Like you start getting addicted to the grind. And I'm not saying grind till the wheels fall off. Like I've said this in the past to like I was I've made some videos that was among the hustle culture, and I was saying, oh, grind till the wheels fall off. And sometimes you do actually have to grind, but don't grind to where you're literally killing yourself. Like, don't do that. But you still gotta grind. And that's what I did. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna grind this out. I'm gonna see where it goes. And I'm still at it. Like I don't even look at the subscribers. I just like the fun of making videos. And yes, I want a lot of subscribers, but at the same time, like I don't really care too much about the subscribers. And I think the moment you stop caring so much about the end result is where you get the most results. Let me say that again, y'all. That was a great saying. The moment you stop caring about the end result is when you get results, especially when you're hustling. Like this is when you're hustling, you know? And I remember when I first got to 500 subscribers, I was like, whoa, so fast. And I didn't even know that it was going to be before the end of the year. But because I was working so hard throughout the year, because I was posting video after video throughout the year, it got me there. Like one video got me like 7 subscribers. I was like, what? Like, You know, and who knows where I'll be in a decade from now or 5 years from now. But as long as I keep putting in the grind, like more and more and more people are gonna come. And that's just how life works, you guys. Like the more you put in the grind into your craft, the more you put into whatever you want to put into, or even in your career, the people are gonna come with that. You know what I'm saying? Like even like with work, people come with that. Building a YouTube channel, people come with that. Building a business, people come with that. So whatever you do and you work hard at and you put your head down at, the people will eventually come. So, and all of this, like in order for all of this to happen, it required me to be in an uncomfortable place. It requires you to be in an uncomfortable place. So I'm just here to tell you guys, you know, this is what uncomfortability shows. Like uncomfortability shows what you're truly made of, you know? And like when I was uncomfortable in front of the YouTube camera and I just started doing videos over and over, it's like that showed me what I was really capable of. You know, that showed me like, whoa, I can do this. Wow, let me try it again. Let me try it again. Let me try it again. Like it was like almost, and I'm not gonna, I don't recommend people do this, but it was almost like a sugar rush, like or like a high where like once you see results, like you still want to keep going, you know, and and I think you can, aim for higher, but at the same time, there's a point where, too much is too much. And sometimes you got to give it a rest and get back onto it, And I don't recommend people doing this with things like drugs and stuff. Like, I don't recommend people getting high and stuff because that's not good. Like, especially if you want your memory, especially if you want your memory bank, like your memory and your brain cells to work, do not do drugs, you guys. I'm not, I'm saying that no one should do drugs, but I'm just here to tell you guys, uncomfortable situations shows you what you're really made of. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new, please subscribe. Also smash that like button and hit that notification bell if you guys want more of my upcoming videos, you guys. And I know I was just rambling today, but I hope everyone has a great day, y'all. It's Mart the Greatest. Peace.